Everyone talking about Tirtha by Parfum Prissana, just released in 2024, and it is full bottle worthy for me. The notes in this are incense, sandalwood, herbs, clove, galbanum, white champaca, lemongrass, jasmine, sambac, smoke, frangipani, Davana, vetiver, patchouli, moss, papyrus, amyris, cumin seed, nutmeg, Bodhi tree, camphor, aldehydes, Angelica, benzoin, and cinnamon. So good. I absolutely love it. Prin Lomros, the perfumer of this, is my favorite perfumer in general, but he has dozens and dozens and dozens of releases, so it's not like every single one is full bottle worthy for me. I'm so picky and specific about criteria for what makes something full bottle worthy for me. I'll link in the description where I talk about what that is. But I love so many of his, but this is the third to be full bottle worthy for my taste. It's one of those scents where it's like, this is what I try so many things for, just smelling things. I mean, I like to try different stuff anyway, it's interesting, whatever, but this just makes it all feel so worth going through the ones I don't like or that are just disgusting to me when I smell something like this. Oh, it is so good. Just beautiful. So to me, this is all about spiritual incense first and foremost, and that the name has a meaning in Sanskrit that's sort of related to spirituality, to kind of summarize it a little bit. So that actually is what it's going for sure. There's definitely smoky woods, but it's not like an active forest fire happening. It's like the calm, sort of barely still smoldering smoky woods. Smooth aldehydes. So aldehydes can be hit or miss for a lot of people, including me. Sometimes, especially when they're done in like cheaper fragrances, it just ends up smelling too thick and gross to me. But I think this is such a nice touch here, the way they're done. Slightly soapy florals like champaca, warm spice, and then some dark green elements. And interestingly, the more I've gotten familiar with it and tried it, it reminds me of kind of elements of three other fragrances that are also full bottle worthy for me, which would be Zoologist Tyrannosaurus Rex, not that it's that apocalyptic, Filippo Sorcinelli Violon Basse, and Couteau de Poche Fumabat. Yeah, it has sort of the like smoky jungle mixed with sort of champaca vibe, a little bit of T-Rex. It has that kind of like deep woods with a sort of spiritual side from Violon Basse, and then the sort of dark green smokiness from Fumabat. Love all of those. I'm not even saying that everybody else would get that out of it if they try them, but yeah, that's what it comes across to me. Definitely some elements of those. Rare 5 out of 5 for me. So if you like, spiritual incense type of fragrances, even if you normally don't like a lot of the notes in this one, I still highly recommend it, because this has a lot of stuff that I would, or at least some stuff that I normally would be like, that's just not for me. The combination of like Frangipani, Patchouli, Amyris, like a bunch of other stuff that just are not my favorite notes overall. But the way this mix comes together is just so good. Yeah, it just really supersedes most of the individual notes. Although, of course, if you dislike incense, yeah, I would definitely skip it. I don't think that you're going to like something so centered around it. But this is beautiful. Absolutely love it. I made some decants from my bottle. I'll link that in the description, or get it wherever else you want. $160 for a 30 milliliter for the bottles at full price. Unisex with moderate to good longevity and projection. Yes, and yeah, I love, almost everything that Prin Lomros, the perfumer, puts out, especially stuff under the Prin and the Parfum Prissana lines. But of the more recent handful of releases I had tried, some of them, they were still really good, but it was more like, okay, yeah, that reminds me of other really good stuff I like under different Prin lines. But this one brings something newer to the table for me, while also reminding me of some of my other all-time favorite fragrances. So good. Yes, full bottle worthy. Yes.